hey there, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the Amazfit Helio strap again. So this thing is pretty interesting. About a month ago, I did a full in-depth review on this channel, and I am just shocked by how many people have watched that review. I think like 450,000 people have watched that video. So thanks for watching, but I wanted to circle back on this a couple of months later and update you on what it's been like to live with this thing on my arm over the past couple of months, and some of the updates that have rolled out in that time frame that have made this thing even better. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, the Amazfit Helio strap here is a $99 device that tracks your all-day wellness, your steps, your calories burned, your activities throughout the day, and on top of that tracks your sleep data, your wellness, your BioCharge, which we'll talk about in this video, all in an affordable package with no subscription, which sounds very similar to the competition out there, like the Whoop Band here, which does have a subscription, and that's directly who Amazfit is attacking with this device. However, at the time of launch with the Helio strap, there were a couple of issues reported from users out there, whether that be reviewers here on YouTube or just people on Reddit or Facebook groups and things like that. So I just wanted to make this video today to talk about my experience with it and all of the updates that have rolled out. Okay, let's dive right into the first topic, and that's going to be accessories. If you watched that first video when I talked about the Helio strap, one of my main gripes with this thing was that it was only available with a wristband. Not only was it only available with a wristband, it was only available with this wristband at the time I received it. This is the Hyrox branded wristband that was designed for the World Championships and given to athletes and things like that. And it wasn't immediately available for customers out there, like if you wanted to buy this thing. But to be honest, this wristband was kind of ugly in my opinion. It's a little bit loud. The bright yellow colors aren't my favorite. The branding here isn't my favorite. Maybe if you love Hyrox, this is up your alley. But for me, didn't love it. So now when you go and buy an Amazfit Helio strap on Amazon or direct from Amazfit, I'll have links down below by the way, you will see that there's two available colors for the wristband. There's this dark gray, pretty much black color I have here with pretty minimal branding. You can see it does say Amazfit on the back there, but that's kind of it. And it's actually a better material than the Hyrox band I was testing. They're pretty similar, but the material is a little bit nicer on the official black band here. But more importantly, in my opinion, for me, is that there's now Bicep Bands available direct from Amazfit. And this is the official Bicep Band from them. This only costs 15 bucks and you can get it directly on their website. It fits up on your arm like this and it sort of gets out of the way. But these accessories that have been rolling out, I feel like are just the beginning. For example, now I have this special edition Helio strap band here for the bicep, and this is a totally different design where the adjustment happens internally. You sort of slide it around to change the size of it. So there's no like slack or Velcro or anything like that. And the material of this band is really nice. It's very comfortable. Now the bad news is they sent this to me to test out, but it's not publicly available yet. It's some sort of prototype. So hopefully down the road, there's more accessories coming out. But that's not the only reason why this device has gotten better over time. There's also a ton of firmware updates we need to talk about because they address a whole bunch of issues that some people have had with this device. Since this device has been released, there's been a number of software updates, which I'll put on the screen now. We're not going to talk through all of them, but some of them include things like extended data retention of 21 days stored internally. The next update I want to talk about the Helio strap affected a lot of people, including myself, and this relates to the AI auto activity recognition. You see, when you wear this strap and you go for a run or a bike ride or something like that, the strap tries to pick up on that and then record that activity as an activity in the Zepp app on your phone. Initially, when I reviewed this device, I actually had that setting turned off because I wanted all of my activities to be manually recognized. However, when I turned it on later, I did notice that this AI activity sensing thing was way too sensitive. For example, you could do something like go up a couple of flights of stairs in your house, you could be cooking breakfast, and those mundane, simple activities could be recognized as an activity in the Zepp app on your phone. And by the end of the day, you could end up with like 50 to 100 AI recognized activities. However, fast forward in time, and a couple of weeks ago, Amazfit has issued a firmware update to the Helio strap that actually completely fixed this for me. I can even show you some examples of this on my phone here. I've been wearing an Amazfit watch along with the Helio strap at the same time, so you will see duplicates here, but that's only because I started a manual activity on the watch and the strap picked it up automatically. But as you can see here, on a given day, you can see a couple of runs and then an AI recognized activity at the top there that matches up with the run right below it. And again, on August 17th here, same deal. We've got a 17-minute long manual activity, and then we've got a 15-minute long automatic activity. So yes, it does miss a couple of minutes of your activity, in this case at least, probably because I hit start on the watch and didn't actually start moving yet, but it did pick it up and it seems far more reliable. Same deal here down below that. Again, we have a outdoor run that's manual activity and an AI activity right above that, but no erroneous activities around those actual activities. Now, even though the audio activity recognition has gotten a lot better on the Helio strap, I do think it could be slightly better. For example, some of the competition out there, like the Whoop band I have here, will actually categorize your activities automatically. So if you do go for a run, it'll probably pick up that it's a run and mark that in the app. Here with Amazfit, it doesn't categorize anything, it just labels everything in AI recorded activity. The next big update that was issued relates to BioCharge. As you can see here, I've got BioCharge in the app. Now, BioCharge is very similar to something like Garmin's body battery, where it tries to detect how much energy you have stored for the remaining of the day to take on more activity. The goal here is when you go to sleep that you can charge your BioCharge back up to 100%, and then throughout the day you will eat into that charge. If you're sedentary on the couch, it may not move so much, but if you go for a long run or a bike ride, it's going to deplete much quicker. When the Helio strap was launched, I thought BioCharge was actually fairly accurate and represented how I felt on most days, though I did see that some users had issue with this, and a lot of times it would represent a much lower number compared to other devices like Garmin, for example. Again, Amazfit has issued a couple of firmware updates to the Helio strap to tweak this BioCharge metric to make it more accurate. And it's at a place now that actually feels a lot better than it did at launch. I don't really have a scientific way to quantify BioCharge. I don't know if anyone does, but all I can do is compare this data to my other devices. For example, I've been wearing a Garmin watch every day. I've got the Ultrahuman Ring Air here. And on most days, the BioCharge metric is actually lining up with my Garmin body battery and my other test devices pretty reliably. Like, they're not identical, and I don't think they should be because they're all using different algorithms, but I would say that most of them do represent how I feel on a given day, including BioCharge. What I will note though is that BioCharge is always a little bit lower than my Garmin body battery. For example, if I get a really good night of sleep and my body battery hits like 100%, the BioCharge will still be around 80 or something like that. And I've personally found that it's very hard to get the BioCharge to get all the way up to 100%. Maybe that's just me, maybe I don't actually sleep all that great, but for me, I don't think I've ever seen 100%. Still though, this is a valuable metric, and I really like the fact that it's dynamic now. It changes throughout the day based on your activity and your sleep, and yeah, it's pretty cool and it seems better now. The next one I want to talk about is the sleep score improvements. And this one just rolled out a few days ago, so I'm still kind of testing it now, but it seems much better than the old sleep algorithm from Amazfit. As you can see here, I'm in the sleep tab and I've got my sleep score up top there. Now the sleep score, again, is from a 0 to 100 scale. And the idea here is it's trying to score you on how well you slept on a previous night. So if you get a really good night of sleep, you'll get up to 100% or around that range. And if you get a bad night of sleep, or you're up in the middle of the night, or you're sick or something like that, it'll have a lower number. Now this sleep score is based on a variety of factors. The factors are all down below here. You've got your sleep duration, your regularity, your deep sleep, REM sleep, awake time. The algorithm here takes a look at all of that data, crunches the numbers, and tries to spit out one score to make it easy for you to digest rather than having to look through all your data. Now again, with the sleep score, historically for a couple of years now, I've been testing this out on different devices, and it's always been very generous. I've been sick with like the flu, a fever, feeling awful, and I'll still get like a 70% in my sleep score. And when I compare that to my other devices, it was just way off. But now, as of a couple of days ago, they've issued a software update that updated the sleep score to take in additional factors. And from what it said in the little changelog update in the app is that they're actually accounting for HRV and REM sleep now and using those as factors in the sleep score. I don't know why they didn't do that initially, but apparently they didn't, and now they do, and because of that, This score is far more reliable now, and it matches almost identically to my Garmin on any given day. Now, I have only been testing this for a few days now, and I need more time to test it further, but it seems like a very big improvement when it comes to the sleep score. Okay, so where does that leave us on the Amazfit Helio strap 2 months later? With all of these improvements and the fact that Amazfit has proven their dedication to this device to make the product better with both more accessories and software updates along the way, I feel like the Helio strap has become a much better option just from these few updates that have rolled out. And I personally have been wearing this device every day for the past couple of months and find the data now to be at a place where it's something I actually trust, I think. Now, these algorithms, again, are not like super scientifically quantifiable. Like, there's no real way to come up with a sleep score or a BioCharge and figure out if these numbers are perfectly accurate. But I'll repeat myself and say that they pretty much represent how I feel on most days. And that brings us back to the price and value of the Amazfit Helio strap, because it's 99 bucks, it's got no subscription, and it's competing with much more expensive options, including the Whoop Band, which for this one here, it's the MG model, is $359 a year. And while there's still some advantages to those other devices like the Whoop Band or the Ultrahuman or the Oura Ring, I still keep coming back to the price and value of the Amazfit Helio strap. It's 99 bucks. And for that price, I feel like it's worth the risk to try out. If you're looking for a device like this and you really want a screenless device because maybe you wear an analog mechanical watch and you want something to hide on your body so you can still track your activity, this is a good foray into the screenless device ecosystem or marketplace because it's so affordable and pretty low risk. So with that, that's sort of the end of this video. Just a quick update on the Amazfit Helio strap, what I think about it after a couple of months. But now's the point of the video where I want to hear from you in the comments down below. Drop into the comments, let me know what you think of this thing, if you like it, if you hate it, if you've had issues with it. I'd love to hear it all, and let me know if you've resorted back to something like the Whoop Band despite its price because you find it to be more accurate. I'd love to hear that too. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to share my experience and help you make a purchasing decision. So if you've had an issue with these things, I want to hear all about it so I can let other people know. All right, friends, that's it for this one. As always, if you found this video helpful, please consider giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel down below. After you do that, check out the links in the description down below where you can head over and buy your very own Amazfit Helio strap or even a Whoop Band. I'll have links for all of that down below. And stay tuned because this is a very busy time of year. There's a lot coming and I can't wait to share it with you. Okay, I'm gonna go now. I'll see you next time. Bye.